here's a fun one. Italian Streetfigher naked bike shootout. Got about a $13,000 entry fee, and you got a Ducati over here with a V-twin, and we got an MV Agusta inline triple over there. Both Italians, both Streetfightery, but they're not the same bikes at all.
No, definitely not. It's a big personality difference the way these two Italian manufacturers tried to skin the same cat. Ducati's kind of long and stable and grunty with that V-twin. This thing's like a cat that just got into the cat.
Yeah, or the crystal meth.
Yeah, big time. And that's just pulling out of a gas station. You can feel it instantly. Both a lot of fun. Really looking forward to getting a full impression of them. But I normally ride a Brutale 910 anyway, so I'm kind of curious to see, what 6-7 years of evolution has brought to the brand. Definitely Ducati knows how to make really good super bikes. So.
Yeah, I've been riding Ducatis for quite a few years, and I really like the way this thing feels. Ducati's gone away from the dry clutch, which was always a pain around town, a wet clutch. It's easy to ride around town, which is a little bit surprising. And then when you get to some fast corners, it's actually got some nice stability, whereas the MV feels a little more twitchy.
The MV definitely feels twitchy. The engine feels exciting, flighty. Yep. This thing is just, everything is involving about the ride on this bike. I mean, every element of it. When you get on the gas, the front end just wants to come up. When you want to tip it into the corner, it's like a knife. It just, boom, instantly goes in.
It really is hyperactive. It feels like really fun and ready to romp. But what I don't like about it is the ride-by-wire throttle. It doesn't give me that direct connection to the throttle that gives you the confidence, and I think that might be one of its shortcomings.
Yeah, it does feel a little digital still with the throttle. The Ducati, like you were saying, Kevin, it's surprisingly not docile, but cooperative. Nice linear, smooth torque curve. Handling's nice and steady. Suspension soaked up the bumps on the freeway surprisingly well for sport-oriented bikes. I mean, that thing's got, what, 4 more inches of wheelbase?
4 inches longer wheelbase, which is huge on a sport bike, and you can feel it. That's one of the shortcomings of the Ducati, unfortunately, is that compared to that, this is slow to turn. Its benefit is when you're at higher speed in a long sweeping corner, it feels really planted and stable, and on a higher speed racetrack, I'd definitely rather be on this than the MV.
But these are street fighters, and I think 90% of the people out there, do you agree, are probably riding them mostly on roads just like this.
And never take them to the track. Alright, so my early vote is for the Ducati.
Oh, I'm so surprised.
You're going to stick with the MV? By the end of the day, we're going to figure out which one of these is the best naked Italian street fighter you can get. One thing we can say for sure about these machines, Italian street fighters, big grin factories. A lot of smiles today on a twisty road. At the beginning we talked about a lot of similarities. At the end of the day we noticed a lot of differences. They're both Italian, both around 800, 850 cc's, but they're quite a bit different. The MV is really animalistic and eager, and the Ducati is a little more benign. And Sean, you had a little dog analogy for us.
This is your trusty Labrador Retriever, always there for you, always does what you ask it. Maybe not the most exciting dog in the world. That thing is a Jack Russell on crack. Very exciting, sometimes a little bit naughty. Just depends what you want for your dog and your motorcycle.
The Ducati, it's pretty lazy in the quick turns, whereas the MV is really eager to bend into a corner. And that's, for me, the biggest difference between these two bikes.
Yeah, for sure. That MV is a scalpel. That thing, as soon as you put some inputs into the handlebars, it wants to go. Almost a little bit too much. You know, maybe if somebody split the difference, maybe leaning a little more towards that, that would be my ideal bike. But if I had to pick one, I think the MV.
And if I put the MV in my garage, I'd fit a steering damper to it because it's that eager to wheelie and get a little bit hyperactive on you. Whereas the Ducati, the higher speeds you go, the more trustworthy it feels.
Yeah, that's the thing most about the Ducati. You know, whether you're going to Starbucks or you're your local hangout, or you're up in the canyons with your buddies going balls out, the Ducati's kind of like always doing the same thing. The MV, sometimes it surprises you, like I said.
But in terms of motor, the MV really kicks the Ducati's ass. It's super eager to rev and pull up the front end. Ducati's surprisingly a little bit lazy with his responses.
Which is kind of surprising, because if you look on paper on the spec sheet, according to the manufacturers, the Ducati makes about 6 horsepower more than the MV. Seat of the pants, that thing feels like it makes about 20 horsepower more. It is a rocket ship out of the corner.
Yeah, we're going to get these on the dyno to see what they actually produce, not just spec chart horsepower. Yeah, both Grin machines here, and really a great way to spend a hot day in California here riding some Italian sport bike. So you've heard what we think subjectively. For the full story, you're going to have to read the pages of motorcycle.com to see how it all shakes out.
All right, I get it here. I want to ride this thing.
Yeah.